Well, it's Friday, but we keep our foot on the gas pedal. In fact, as I sit here and think about this, Mr. Producer, I'm on radio 5 days a week, and then I'm on Fox on the weekends, plus I'm on Blaze TV. I'm never gone, Mr. Producer. I'm always here. How do you like that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to start with something a little different today. Like Monty Hall, you know? Not Monty Hall, what's it? Doesn't matter. Representative MTG going at it with Jasmine Crockett. And I have to admit, I'm rooting for MTG. And then she's going at it with AOC. And then she's going at it with Jasmine Crockett again. And I think it's worth a listen. Let's start. And this is an oversight hearing in the House on holding meritless Garland in contempt. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later. Cut 4, go.
I'd like to know if any of the Democrats on this committee are employing Judge Merchan's daughter.
Please tell me what that has to do with Merrick Garland.
Is she a porn star?
Oh, Goldman. That's right. He's advising. Okay.
He's advising who? What? Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman, that's beneath even
the order of your committee.
Order.
So let's stop a second. So the Democrats are blowing up the country, but the fake eyelashes, Mr. Producer, that's what really gets under their skin. Go ahead.
A point of order. Mr. Lynch, state your point.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to ask the parliamentarian if your conduct here in raising money in connection with this hearing is referable to the
Now that's pretty funny. These slime balls are raising money on these hearings, on the attacks on Donald Trump, on the impeachment on Donald Trump, on the criminal charges against Donald Trump. They raise money all the time. So all they're doing here is throwing political grenades to try and prevent this hearing from going forward so the American people can hear why meritless Garland should be held in contempt. But this is what the Democrats do. Go ahead.
In this hearing, is a motion in order to refer your conduct and
now
your
this is this guy, this clown Lynch, who used to chair this committee. And you can tell he's from New England. He's from Boston. It's okay. In any event, remember, he's the guy that led the charge to get Donald Trump's tax returns 2 weeks before the Democrats left the House and turned it over to the Republicans. And then he leaked it to the press. So, he's very stand-up guy, this guy Lynch. Point of order. Go ahead.
Point of order.
I do have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down Ms. Green's
By the way, this is AOC. They're very concerned, these Marxist Islamists, with order you see in the House. Their people are running around with their little crystal knocks all over the country. But we have a point of order here, for crying out loud. Decorum now. Decorum. Not in our colleges and universities. No. Not in our streets. No. We need decorum. Point of order, for crying out loud. She dared to talk about the fake eyelashes. The fake eyelashes, which were getting into the way of Jasmine Crockett's ability to see and think. Go ahead.
That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack the physical appearance of another person?
Are your feelings hurt?
Her words down.
Aww.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play.
Baby girl?
We are going to move, and we're going to take your words down.
I second that motion.
So who will have to pay? Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right, we're suspending.
Uh-oh. Chaos is the coin of the round with the Democrats. You can call white men failing up. That's okay. You can call Donald Trump an MFer. That's okay. And Hitler. That's okay. You can call Netanyahu Hitler, who is murdering Palestine. That's okay. You can go on and on and on, but do not talk about Jasmine Crockett's fake eyelashes. That's beyond the pale. I can't. Don't go with me, girl. Don't go there now. Hey, what? Say what? All the street talk is getting good. Let's continue. Cut 6, please.
You agree to strike your words?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
agree.
Ms. Green agrees to strike her words.
I believe she
Chair
was apologizing.
recognizes
No.
Mr. Perry. Okay, hold on. Then after Mr. Perry's going to be recognized, then Ms. Green
I'm not
has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well,
seconds.
then
Okay,
you're
reserve
not
the right to
striking your
object.
words.
I am
You're
not
retracting.
apologizing.
Now let's go. Come on, guys.
Why don't you debate me?
Mr. Chairman, the
This
minority.
is Raskin. Here's Raskin, the man who's always concerned about proper order. He's a Marxist pig. He's always in the middle of every effort to overthrow a Republican administration. Have you noticed that? Mr. Chairman? Shut up, you moron. This, by the way, this is why I could never, ever be a member of Congress, Mr. Producer. Can you imagine me sitting there watching this? And the one-liners that I would throw at the Democrat. Can you imagine that, Mr. Producer? Or a hearing, if they asked me to testify. You think I'd put up with their crap for 2 seconds? No. And to be honest, folks, this is why Bernie Sanders won't come on the program. All these phony journalists won't come on the program. I will eviscerate them. I don't care. Oh, proper order. Proper order up your wazoo. People are ruining my country or destroying my country. Go ahead.
You're not.
Yeah, you're not.
Out of order.
You don't have enough
You're out of order.
intelligence.
Chair recognizes Mr. Perry.
Okay, move to strike
I'd like to strike those words as well. I would like
lady's words again.
That's 2 requests to strike. That's 2 requests to strike.
At
they
least
cannot.
AOC can count. That's a good one. Go ahead.
There's another motion to strike her words again. Please
All right.
get
Okay.
your members under
Here's
control.
the correct parliament. Ms. Green, do you agree to unanimous consent to strike your words?
I repeat again for the second time. Yes, I'll strike
right.
my words, but I'm not apologizing.
Without objection.
Not apologizing.
Reserving the right to object.
No,
Chairman, I
Chair
reserve the right to object.
recognizes-
People are very upset about this, America. Very, very upset about this. I have articles here where we now have 500,000 communist Chinese, single, military-age men pouring into the country thanks to Biden. I have an article here that Biden and Blinken are going forward with importing Palestinians from Gaza into the country. I have articles here about executive privilege being used to make sure that we never, ever get to hear the Biden tapes in the cover-up and on and on and on. They're trying to put Donald Trump in prison. They violated his due process rights in 1,000 different ways. And I'm supposed to be upset about this. I'm supposed to be upset about this. Let me tell you something, folks. The left is attacking us. They use whatever words they want. They try to humiliate us. I'm going to get further into Sam Alito. I'll update on you that. They don't care. Their media don't care. And I don't care when we slap them back. I really don't. I really don't. This doesn't bother me in the least. In the least. Now, I was on Hannity last night. And I want to play this for you, because everybody can't watch TV, listens to radio, and vice versa. But it's time to go on offense against Mr. Bragg, Alvin. It's time to go on offense against this judge. It's time to go on offense, period. Cut one, go. Well, you don't want to hear my closing argument because I'd be held in contempt. But instead, what I'd like to do, if that's all right, Sean, is give you my opening argument on why Alvin Bragg should be disbarred, why he should be facing charges for suborning perjury, which I've talked about on my radio show for the last 3 days, and also why he's in violation of the Brady Act. We have very smart lawyers, some fairly smart lawyers, who are talking about this case. They're all saying the same thing in a different way because the case is so outrageous, we're running out of words and explanations for it. None of us have ever seen anything like this. You have collateral evidence, which is unconstitutional. You have somebody being charged, and he's not sure what he's charged with, which is unconstitutional. You have all kinds of allegations being made, which are absolutely outrageous and not relevant. You have a dead state statute that remains dead today that's being used. You have a federal campaign law, and nobody knows exactly what part of the federal campaign law we're talking about. And so I want to talk about Alvin Bragg rather than keep talking about the same thing. There's a Supreme Court case called Brady versus Maryland. And the Supreme Court ruled, and I'll keep it tight, that the government, the prosecutor, must not withhold exculpatory evidence. Must be given to the defense. And in fact, if they know that evidence is false or might be false, they're not supposed to use it. That doesn't mean you don't have impeachment and these other things taking place. If a prosecutor affirmatively knows that there is materially false information that this witness may give, or any lawyer for that, they're not to present that person. Now, exculpatory evidence, the Supreme Court says, well, we have exculpatory evidence. Robert has been here, Costello, on all these shows. Look, he's not Stormy Daniels. This guy is the former deputy chief of the criminal division of the Southern District of New York. Does it get any higher than that? And he was Cohen's lawyer for a critical period of time. And he's been on my show Saturday. He's been on other shows. He was on a show this morning. He testified before Congress under oath. And he said, look, this guy's a liar. I was his lawyer. I have 300 emails. I have contemporaneous information. I'm telling you, he's a liar on top of all the other lies the guy has told. And nobody wants this guy as a witness. That's why the U.S. Attorney's Office didn't want him. That's why Vance didn't want him. That's why Bragg initially didn't want him. So what happened? What happened is Mr. Bragg. Mr. Bragg should be disbarred. Mr. Bragg has violated the Brady rule. That's a half a century old rule. The emails, he has access to the emails. Mr. Costello said he only showed 6 to the grand jury, but he had access to all of them. Mr. Costello gave, that's contemporary communication between the lawyer and his client, for which Mr. Costello got a waiver. This is a very, very big case, a very, very big matter. So when that government witness is on the stand, that means the district attorney and the government are vouching for the truth, the integrity, for the testimony of that witness. And that witness was put up there despite the fact that the government knew from these emails of Mr. Costello's testimony that he's a liar. And even if it wasn't a Brady violation, you don't have your main witness as somebody who is a complete reprobate, and he doesn't go to prison for 1,000 different reasons. He goes to prison because he's a liar. Now, suborning perjury. I've been talking about this on radio, and Judge Deneen brought it up earlier, touched on it, and U.S. Attorney Tolman brought it up a little bit. I want to expand on this. We lawyers, we need to police what's going on here. We can't just wring our hands. This is terrible. It is terrible. And these people need to be held to account. Bragg put Cohen on the stand after obviously they worked with him. They knew what he was going to say. Any prosecutor does that. They let them know what kind of questions they're going to ask. In other words, part of this is performance art. Bragg knew that there were material matters that implicated Cohen. He was aware of it. Information, contemporary emails, Mr. Costello's testimony, among others, that's directly contradicted what his own attorney said and what others have said. And he still put him on that stand. And this is material information. This is their key witness. Look at the texts. We still don't know about the texts. Well, that's an important issue, too. Did this government not have his texts? If they had the text, did they give it to the defense? How did the defense get the texts? And this isn't the first time. Remember when 30,000 pages of documents just showed up from the U.S. Attorney's Office 2 or 3 weeks before the case started, and the judge said, that's fine, that's enough time to prepare. All right, you get the drift. Thought it was very, very important to lay the marker out there for the Fox audience as well. I just feel that the lawyers, many of them are good, many of them are okay, are getting repetitious. And each one is trying to outdo each other with their outrage. That's not good enough. We got to take it to the next stage. And the next stage is this case should now be about Alvin Bragg and the judge, not about Donald Trump. And this judge, as I say later in the broadcast on Fox, he will not allow Brad Smith to testify so far, the expert. He's been on our radio show here. He's been on my TV shows. He's one of the foremost experts in the United States of America, the former chairman of the Federal Election Commission on federal campaign law, and he would testify that the non-disclosure agreement unequivocally does not violate federal law. He would shoot a torpedo right into the side of that case.